Guys, thanks for waiting. New WBC silver light middleweight champion, or super welterweight, as they call it these days. Commanding performance and victory from Liam Smith. Over to you guys.
First of all, Liam, great to work with Matchroom for this fight.
Yeah, first of all, starving. Thought I was getting
free delivery.
Well, come on, sort it out, Rossi.
Thought I was getting some food.
It's on the way.
No, yeah, first of all, I'm kind of don't want to give him too much credit, but I said I was buzzing with him from the start. He kind of signed me and thought, you know what, just took the bull by the horns. We'll put him in Liverpool and we'll put a show around him. And I feel that the whole kind of show was a success. He put a top card on with some top fights, and I feel the whole show was a big success. And you know, I always knew my fight would be like that. You know, entertaining. Sam's a game kid. He was a tough game kid before me. He'll be a tough game kid after me. He'd be there all night if he could. And I just knew I'd hit him too often, too cleanly.
I mean, you seem to mark his face up really early.
Sorry, hold on. Joe, can you turn it off, mate, please? You know.
That's his alarm clock.
Yeah, again, it was just, you keep landing clean on someone, they're going to mark up. Them little gloves on, town gloves on, you keep landing flush, people's going to start marking up, and that's what it was. I was just landing too often, too clean, too early.
I mean, seeing you as well, could say, putting your hands out to the ref as if he's going to stop it. So Eggington's corner, we're going through the towel and he waiting for the ref.
Yeah.
Did you rather go for the knockout?
No, mate, no, honest to God, and I mean this with the utmost respect for Sam. It was no, I hope no one, it was no like this, there was no arrogance, like, come on, ref. It was the total respect I have for Sam. I've known him for a long time. I was sparred him years back when he was coming through, just after, I think it should be just before or just after Prize Fighter. He helped me a lot for the Munguia fight. I've sparred well over 100 rounds with him. He's done us favours coming up when sparring partners let us down, and it was out of the total respect I have for him. And as soon as his eye closed and I kept landing, it was just, I didn't want to hit him with a shot that he didn't see because of that eye. And you know, the way we know boxing is, you know, oxygen masks and stuff like that, and I'm not going on about I don't want to hit him with a shot as if I'm a big massive puncher. I just meant by a shot he doesn't see is gonna hurt, and I just didn't want that.
Were you holding back a little bit?
No, I weren't, because then I don't want to be big-headed and say that, but I was just kind of hoping and praying that I would jump in and save him, because he's a young kid and, you know, he's got a family to go home to, you know what I mean? He's marked up terrible there.
What do you think's next for you now?
Just kick on. We'll have, you know, I'll go to LA, watch Crawley, and then we'll get back in, and slowly but surely, I'm sure Eddie and MTK will sit and sort something else. What's next for me? I you know, I just kind of, as soon as I sat with Eddie and my team did, I knew it was the right move, and I feel like he can keep me busy, and I've always moaned about not being busy. Not that I'm going to start fighting every month like prospects, but you know, I feel if I say to Eddie now, kind of, I want to be back out June, he's got a bill. He'd say, I've got New York, I've got Philadelphia, I've got London. I feel he's got bills to shows to throw me on, so you know, we'll sit and he'll have a week or two off, and then we'll talk.
I mean, Eddie, you must have a plan for him yourself.
Yeah, the plan was really 2 fights and then go and challenge for another world title. So tonight was a good solid win, good solid performance. We mentioned 3 names in the ring: Sergio Garcia, Kell Brook, Jesse Vargas. They're 3 big fights. I mean, there might be one in between that as well, you know. And like he said, he's got the ability to go and have a fight in America. He's got good profile there as well. Of course, he fought Canelo and Jamie Munguia in a great fight, so they'd be happy to have him stateside as well. We can come back, we do another Liverpool show. So, you know, there's loads and loads of options. I think probably time he has 2 weeks off, I think probably looking at end of June, early July, something like that, and then look for that big fight. I'd like him to fight Charlo. You know, he's going to go top 5 in the world with the WBC now. So when you look at the world champs, it's a very difficult division. You know, you've got Jamie Munguia, who he's fought, had a great fight with. Jarrett Hurd's a very good champion. He's got 2 of the belts, and the other one's Charlo. So there's no easy touches. But I think there's some big high-profile fights out there for him as well.
Eddie, would you have liked to have seen the fight stop sooner, considering the amount of damage?
No, I think he was about right. I mean, Peg was up. You know, I mean, Sam, it's difficult for us because obviously Sam's part of Matchroom as well, and we're all very fond of him, and my dad loves him to bits. So I think it was just the difference between a good domestic fighter and a world-class fighter. That was all. And I thought Sam boxed well, to be honest with you. Early on, I thought it was actually quite a mature performance from him for a change, rather than being gung-ho. And I think he knew he had to be against Liam, because obviously he knew the quality. And I thought the stoppage was right. Obviously his eye weren't in good shape, and you know, he left on his feet, and that's always nice to see.
And does he still have a place at the top of these cards?
Yeah, I think for Sam it's more about the domestic fights, if that's what he wants to do. On one hand, he's had a kind of career where you'd kind of say, I'll call it a day. On the other hand, he's 24, you know? So it's a tough decision, but he's made good money. He's had some incredible nights, and you know, I'm sure he'll have a nice long break and then speak to John Pegg and my old man and see.
And Liam, did anything surprise you in there with Sam's performance, anything at all?
No, I said, everyone, yourself included, I said I just did him too often, too cleanly for him to stay in the fight, and it was exactly how it was. He'd still be there tomorrow if he could, you know what I mean? He'll always, I said, he's known for that before me, he'll be known for that after me if he carries on. He's a tough kid, and he loves to fight. But people are there for a reason to save you, and I feel it was right he got saved like that.
Joe, you must be proud of your gym tonight. All performed really well.
Yeah, I was really pleased for all of them. I got a bit emotional with Natasha's ring walk because of what happened to her last year and the time she's had out, and she's back at the arena where she won a title last year, and I was getting a bit emotional watching her ring walk. I thought, wow, that kid there has been through an awful lot, but she's kept her head down. I thought she might have called it a day, but no, she wanted to give it another go. Came in, got 6 good rounds in tonight. I was pleased with Paul Butler after not being so active, getting out there tonight against a live opponent. So he'll be out soon. And then Liam Smith, I'm pleased for Liam. Like I said, I think that was nearly 10 months in his fight since he fought Mungai. And like I said there, with Eddie's got the bills, and I do be excited about Liam. Everyone close knows how highly I rate him. And I think everyone at home who hasn't seen Liam Smith fight tonight on Sky Sports, and most will be saying, wow, that kid can fight. Proper, as we call him, El Bifo, Mexican style, up close, sit in the pocket. And he's one of the best inside fighters this country has. And like we said in the ring, I'd love Liam to fight Garcia now for the European belt, final eliminator. And Eddie's the man to deliver them fights. But like I said, he's got huge profile. He can go to America, wherever, and that's it with Liam. But yeah, good night for the gym, good start, and off to LA now for Crawler and Mission Impossible.
Eddie, just a quick question. Could we, obviously we're going to see Callum Smith fight on June 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Could we see Liam and Callum top the bill?
What, on that card?
Not on that card.
No,
obviously, Target was the main.
Yeah, I think I mean there's a lot of chat about UK and America, but there's some massive fights for Callum Smith in America. I mean, I'm talking Canelo, Golovkin, Chavez, Jacobs. I mean, like, so really June 1 is all about building that foundation. He's still got the opportunity to fight here in big pay-per-view fights, but I think that these fights that could happen in America for him are way beyond pay-per-view level fights even. So, you know, I think for Liam, really, he can box either side of the Atlantic. You know, he can headline here again in July. He can go and box in America. One time I think we tried to get every one of the Smith family on the card, but you know, I'm sure he may feature on one of Callum's bills one day. But for now, target is Callum on June 1, and then probably Liam in July.
Can we see another great Liverpool show like we've had tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first one we've done for a year since Khan. The thing is with you lot is you can't bluff you. If you don't put on a good show, you won't buy a fucking ticket. And if you do, you will. So tonight we put on a great show. We had a great crowd, and that's what we'll try and do again. I'd like to do one sort of at the end of the summer, really. Got a few things lined up.
Just wanted to ask you as well your opinion on tonight. We're seeing Ali bite David Price. Did you actually see that?
No, I had to go at the referee for disqualifying him because I thought they just fell over. But obviously when I saw it, when I saw it back, it was outrageous. I mean, the board will hold his money, and he'll probably regret that. He'll probably regret that a lot in the morning. I mean, yeah, listen, one more round, David was getting very tired in that fight. You know, he's stupid, really. I mean, it's hard for me, a punter, to say it's a coward's way out, but I think a fighter can say that, and like you know, that's the general consensus, is that you're trying to get out, aren't you? You're trying to find a way out of the fight.
Well, obviously the reaction of the crowds when he walked out the ring.
Yeah, it weren't the best. Well, I said rule number 1: don't bite a Scouser in Liverpool. Like, you know. So. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers. Well done, Liam.